is a freehold house. There are neighbors in Guelph which are developed in last 10 to 15 years, where within this price range you could get something like a condominium townhome where the condo fees are not as crazy. It's 120 feet deep, so it's a fairly large backyard, and majority of this neighborhood is into the 90s, maybe some early 2000s, built in the early 2000s. This is 1800 square feet featuring 3 bedrooms, so there's ample space within this particular layout. Just look at the lots of natural light. I do want to show you one more option in this mid 700 price point. That's a newer construction. The garage is at the back. My only pain point with this home is, you see that street, that's the Victoria Street, so that's the main street. So you have been thinking of moving to Guelph, Ontario, and you are a buyer working with a price range of 700,000 to 800,000, and you're wondering what can you really find these days in Guelph, Ontario for that price range of 700,000 to 800,000, then stay tuned, because right here in this video we're going to look at 4 different homes ranging from low to mid all the way to high 700,000, leading up to the 800, to give you guys a really good idea as to what you can find in that price range of 700,000 to 800,000 right here in Guelph as of fall 2024. So stay tuned as we get right into it. And in case if this is your first time to the channel and you're wondering who am I, my name is Townhome. I'm a local real estate agent serving Kitchener, Waterloo and surrounding towns including Guelph, and I've helped many families relocate to one of these towns, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 9 months, be sure to reach out. You can call me, text me, email me, or even schedule a Zoom call. All the info you will find right below in the description. I'll be more than happy to help you and family make a smooth move in and around Kitchener, Waterloo. Okay, so the first home I wanted to show you guys is this semi that you see right behind me. That's the one that sold about a couple weeks ago for 710,000. Obviously, it is a freehold house. However, it is built in 1973. You are looking at 3 bed and 3 bath. There is a finished basement. Above ground, you're looking at 1,350 square feet. There is a basement around 650. So in total, including basement, you're looking at close to 2,000 square feet. And in total, like I said, 3 bed and 3 bath. If you look at the pictures, it's a good maintained, move-in ready house in the east end of Guelph. I can tell you, like, majority of the homes built here are into the 70s, 80s, maybe some 90s, but not a lot. And that's what you're looking at in this low 700 price point. Now, in case you are a buyer who is working with a low 700 up to 725, and if you're rather looking for something in the newer construction, well, there are neighbors in Guelph which are developed in last 10 to 15 years, where within this price range you could get something like a condominium townhome where the condo fees are not as crazy. For example, there is a townhome condo town in neighborhoods like Clarefields, which has a condo fees of under $300, and those houses are built after 2000. So let me know in the comments below, what would you prefer if you're a buyer? Would you rather prefer something like this? Mind you though, the condo town may not get you as big of a front and backyard space versus this one. It's 30 feet wide lot, but it's 120 feet deep. So, it's a fairly large backyard. So you may not get that with a condo town. So let me know in the comments below, what would you prefer if you're a buyer in this price range. But that's a little bit about the low 700. The other option you could be looking into the low 700 is some of the smaller detached. I mean, this one is a semi, but if you could also get in Guelph some smaller detached in the 700 price point. Not something too big, but about 12 to 1,300 square feet is what you are looking at. So that's a little bit about what your options are in this low 700. I am going to drive around this neighborhood, and I'm going to see you at my second stop. That's going to be around the mid 700,000, and that's a rather slightly newer construction. So you'll get a really good idea. So stay tuned as we head right there. So let's take a look at the mid 700 range, and you see that detached home that you see right behind me, that is sold 9 days ago for $750,000. What you see here is a single detached 30 feet wide lot, 110 feet deep. So nothing too big of a lot size, but you have 3 bedroom on 1,200 square feet, 2-story layout, and then you have 2 full washrooms. So it does have a finished basement offering additional around 450 square feet of rec room, and then there is a 3-piece washroom. So in total, you're looking at 2 full washroom and then 3 bedroom. My only pain point, again, I mentioned in my previous videos too, you do want ideally somewhere close to 1,500 square feet of living space if you are rather looking for a 3-bedroom layout. So that's the only pain point I would have with a house like this, but this is going to be your answer if you are looking for or let's say if you're working with a budget of 750 and looking for something good in some of the desirable neighborhoods of Guelph, and you don't want to get anything other than detached, well, this could be your answer if you want to buy it in that range. Now, just keep in mind, this house itself is built in the 1996, and majority of this neighborhood is into the 90s, maybe some early 2000s, but not a lot of newer construction. So if you're looking for something in the last 10 to 15 years and working with this price range, you will likely have to go with a rather freehold townhome. That is again a great option because you will get some good layouts in that price point of 750 especially. You look at, like, 3-bedroom, 3-washroom, 1600 square feet. That's a decent layout for a 3-bedroom townhome, and that's what you will get. That's another option. Homes built in, I would say, last 5 to 7 years in some great neighborhoods of Guelph. I mean, I can name a few. Grange Road East on the east end, Courtright Hills East End is another great option. So these are some of the newly established neighborhoods, but again, this is also not bad. I'm still in the Grange Road neighborhood, just not on the east end, but that's what you will find in the mid 700. I do want to show you one more option in this mid 700 price point. That's a newer construction, so that will give you a better perspective if you rather say I'm okay with a rather townhome, but I want a newer construction though. So that's going to be your answer. So stay tuned. I will drive around this neighborhood and then meet you at the third stop. So stay tuned and let's dive right in. So earlier we looked into a detached that you can find in the mid 700,000, but that's a rather older construction. Take a look at this. This is a 2-story town built in the early 2000s. You can find something like this in the mid 700,000 in one of the good neighbors of Guelph. This one is built in 2007, close to 1400 square feet of above-grade living space, and it does have a finished basement which has an additional bedroom as well as a 3-piece washroom. So in total, you're looking at 4 bedrooms, including the basement, and then you're also looking at 4 washrooms in a townhouse. So you get much more living space. I feel like it's a good practical use of the space. And guys, for 742, the house that's built less than 20 years in Guelph in one of the good neighborhoods, I think it's a really good option for someone looking for ample space in one of the good neighborhoods of Guelph. So now you have a couple of options and you have a good idea as to what you can find as you approach that mid 700,000. I'm in the Riverside Park neighborhood, so that's where this townhome is. And like I said, it sold just a couple of weeks ago for that price point of 742. So a really good deal for the buyers who bought it. But I would say it's a good use of space, and that's what I like about that particular townhome. And with the 3-bedroom, you are close to 1400 square feet. So I feel like the bedroom, if you see the inside pictures, they are generously sized rooms. They are not cramped up, unlike some of the other homes where you see the bedrooms of a smaller size. But I'm gonna head to the final stop, and that's gonna be in the high 700,000. I will show you a glimpse of this particular patch of this neighborhood, but I will see you at the final stop. So let's get right there. Alright, so I'm at my final stop here, and the house that you see right behind me, that's the one. It's an executive townhome located on a corner lot featuring over 1800 square feet of above-grade living space. And this one actually sold just about a month ago for $785,000 here in the Riverside Park neighborhood. Now, as you know, this is 1800 square feet featuring 3 bedrooms, so there's ample space within this particular layout. Earlier, we did see homes featuring 3 bedrooms as little as 1300 square feet, and that's one of the pain points you find in some of those smaller layouts. But one of the other things you might want to note is just look at the lots of natural light. Just look at the amount of windows you have flowing into your living room as well as your bedrooms above on the second level. So that's what you do get with the corner lot, and that's why they do have a lot premium whenever you do buy even a brand new from the builder. So 785, again, this is less than 10 years old, built in 2016. And if you look at the house from inside, it's very well done. The garage is at the back. My only pain point with this home is you see that street, that's the Victoria Street. So that's the main street. So, let me know in the comments what you would prefer. I mean, you have your living room and your one of the entrances facing that Victoria Street, which is, again, Victoria Road is the main road in Guelph. So that's just one of the pain points. I personally am not a huge fan. It could invade your privacy. Not really invade, but it could compromise your privacy to some extent. So, and in case you are wondering, well, if I'm going all the way to close to high 7, low 8, well, I want something other than townhome. I will tell you what else you can find here in Guelph. In one of the great neighborhoods, you could look at something like a detached bungalow in over 5,000 square feet lot size on an average. And you're looking about 13 to 1,500 square feet of above ground living space in those bungalows. The neighborhoods, I can name a few. You can look at Willow West, you can look at West Acres on the west end of Guelph. So those are some of the great neighborhoods where you can find, those are more like mature and established neighborhoods where you will not find a lot of new construction. And that's why I said the range of construction will range in that 30 to 50 years, but beautiful bungalows. And you might be asking yourself, well, 13 to 1,500, won't that be too small for a bungalow like a detached home? With the bungalow, unlike these two-story layouts, you have all the 13 to 1,500 laid out in the single level. So the space is not split between the two levels. So even around 1,300 square feet to somewhere around 15, I can tell you that will be ample space. You will see a nice and open layout in those bungalows. And like I said, they offer a huge lot size in this price range. Average lot size, you're looking at about 5,000 square feet and up. And like I said, some of the mature and rather established neighborhood. The third option obviously is those single detached that we saw earlier. You could get something around 1,500 square feet in one of the single detached located on a 30 feet wide lot. But that pretty much does sum up this video. And now I hope you do have a good idea as to what you can really find in the 7 to 800,000 here in Guelph as of fall 2024. And if you did get some value, be sure to give it a like so YouTube knows I'm doing somewhat good job here. And nonetheless, whether you think you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, be sure to reach out. All the info is right below. I'll be more than happy to help you and family make a smooth move in and around KWC. Until next time, well, I do hope to show you around town.